Well, we made it through the weekend without any actual tornadoes in Texas, knock on wood, as far as I know. We had hail, you betcha, wind, oh yeah. Today, well, guess what? We got more of the same, except I can't guarantee we're going to make it without tornadoes through the remainder of this evening. Let's talk about it in this busy Monday edition of the Texas Weather Roundup. Hey, it's Monday, the 28th of April, 2025. I'm Texas Storm Chasers Baldy-in-Chief David Reimer. Thank you for joining us in this edition of the Texas Weather Roundup. As always, we'd love it if you hit that like button. If you haven't already, click subscribe to get notified when we publish new weather updates, along with live severe weather coverage, because we're going to be doing plenty of that this week, it looks like. Let's just go ahead and get started. I'll try to keep this video not from being importantly long. This is the latest severe weather outlook for this afternoon and evening from the Storm Prediction Center. Yes, I know, a bucket of spilled paint that we've shown rhetorically over the last 10 days, and yet, once again, we have the risk for scattered to several severe thunderstorms going into this afternoon and evening across northwest Texas, west central Texas, the Big Country, the Concho Valley, and the Permian Basin. It's going to be along and east of a dry line that will be located further to the east than this weekend, bringing most of you in Lubbock, Amarillo, Panhandle, and at least areas along and west of I-27 a break from what was a very busy end to last week, plus, well, the weekend stuff. Storm Prediction Center does have a level 2 and a level 3 out of 5 risk for severe storms east of the dry line this afternoon, the aforementioned regions, meaning you have about a 1 in 5 to a 1 in 3 chance of a severe storm located within 25 miles of your given location this afternoon and evening. Yeah, I kind of butchered that, didn't I? About a 5 to a 3 chance. Yeah, it's a dyslexic Monday. It is what it is. There's going to be storms. Let's just go with that. Strongest storms, unfortunately, are probably going to be dropping gargantuan size hail once again today. We have the potential for softball size hail, at least 4 inches in diameter. I can't rule out some larger stones. Hopefully not. Damaging straight line winds, and the potential does exist for a few tornadoes going into the late afternoon and evening hours. I do believe hail, wind will be the primary hazards, with a secondary threat for a few tornadoes, along with heavy rainfall that could cause localized flooding. Let's take a look at the high-res rapid refresh model for this afternoon and evening. And you'll see we're going to be seeing storms firing up pretty quick, probably after 4 to 5 p.m. in northwest Texas, the Big Country, west central Texas, even maybe down to the Permian Basin, the Concho Valley. In fact, I say maybe. There's a good chance of it. With the most intense storms, again, could have softball-size hail, damaging winds of 60 to 80 miles an hour, and maybe a few tornadoes as well. The possibility for damaging hail is a definite concern going into this afternoon and evening. The high-res rapid refresh model has been fairly consistent in showing a intense supercell tracking near the Red River from near Vernon to Wichita Falls late this afternoon, early this evening. There would be significant concern that storm, if it materializes like this model indicates, would be dropping extremely large hail and potentially wind-driven hail. Storms as we continue on into the evening, again, also possible the Big Country into the Concho Valley. Technically, this model keeps storms going into Texoma this evening. Even tries to make a run at parts of North Texas going towards the 10 p.m. to midnight hour. That's not a guarantee those of you in DFW are going to be getting, hail this evening, but we'll have to keep an eye on some of these storms trying to approach from the west. Otherwise, we are going to be quieting down after midnight. And we note, just like the last several days, it looks like most storms south of I-20 will be dying off a few hours after sunset as a stronger lid on the atmosphere, a cap, returns and annihilates and squashes and obliterates storms, while those north of I-20 may have a bit less of a cap to deal with going into the late evening, which is why storms have the potential to continue into the late evening and move east. Most storms will be moving east-northeast, 20 to 30 miles an hour. All right, let's take a look at tomorrow, because it's late April, folks. Did you really think we were going to get away with not having more storms? Well, here's tomorrow, and for what it's worth, I do expect some of this will be upgraded to that level 3 out of 5 as well for several severe storms. But for the moment, Storm Prediction Center has the risk across northwest Texas, west Texas, the Permian Basin, so a bit farther west tomorrow to start off, the Concho Valley, western North Texas, the Big Country, and Texoma. We're expecting another round of thunderstorms to develop around 3 p.m. tomorrow afternoon, continue into Wednesday morning. It looks like tomorrow night we're going to see a pretty gnarly complex of storms materialize and move east, east-southeast, which is why another nighttime round of thunderstorms possible in those regions. Tomorrow afternoon, same hazards as today. Strongest storms, softball-sized hail, winds of 60 to 80 miles an hour, and maybe a few tornadoes. We're also going to be dealing with very heavy rain and the threat of flooding. I realize we like to talk about severe storms in earnest here, but flooding threat, especially with repetitive rounds of storms, will become an increasingly significant problem. So keep that in mind. Storms then continue to move east-southeast into Wednesday morning. And then, oh yeah, just because, look, another risk. This one is going to be centered, as of how it looks now, Texoma, North Texas, Big Country, Northeast Texas. Could change a bit, though, depending on how far storms push the unstable air mass heading into Wednesday morning. If we see that moved or pushed southeast, that may change things heading into Wednesday. Let's take a look, as my voice goes out, at the high-res rapid refresh model going into Tuesday. You can see storms fire up a lot like today. Around 3 p.m., we have multiple rounds of storms going into tomorrow night. West Texas, the Permian Basin, the Big Country, Northwest Texas, Western Central Texas, Eastern Panhandle, and again, big hail, strong winds, maybe a few tornadoes, and heavy rainfall that will likely cause flooding. And that is going to continue into Wednesday morning. You can see this model eventually tries to push a complex of storms, well, towards the Big Country in North Texas around sunrise Wednesday. We'll see how that materializes, but again, a busy several days setting up. Here's forecast rain totals from the Weather Prediction Center today through Friday evening. You can see on a regional basis they're forecasting 3 to 5 inches of rain. Northwest Texas, North Texas, Texoma, Northeast Texas. Flooding, you bet your behind. Yeah, it's going to be an issue, especially with more storms heading into Tuesday and Wednesday. The potential for decent rains, Permian Basin, the Concho Valley, Central Texas, the Edwards Plateau, and the Panhandle of Texas. Really, a decent chunk of the state at least has some chance of rain heading into the next 5 days. The exception being really the Big Bend region and far west Texas in the borderland, west of the Guadalupe Mountains and west of the Trans-Pecos. So that's something we're going to have to keep an eye on. And guess what? Here's the long-range outlook from the Climate Prediction Center through the first week of May. It's looking pretty wet and stormy, so we're going to be at this for a while, it looks like. Welcome to spring, ladies and gentlemen. It took its time to get here, and we had to deal with our fair share of fires, but I think it's safe to say we're going to be talking more about heavy rain, flooding, severe storms than fires for the foreseeable future. Knock on wood, hopefully. Please, we need the rain. We need to fill up some aquifers, some lakes, some reservoirs. So that, ladies and gentlemen, is going to be your Monday edition of the Texas Weather Roundup. I realize it is later than normal. For the remainder of the week, let's just go ahead and assume I'm going to be putting a video out around 11:30 a.m. Central Time. If it's up earlier, hey, you know what? That is great. That means I'm not being a lazy bum. But as it stands, we'll probably have plenty of updates going into this afternoon and evening. We're going to have live storm chasing video. We've got chasers that are going to be out in northwest Texas this afternoon and evening, seeing just how big of a hailstone they can get to their windshield, because that seems to be the popular thing for us crazy storm chasers to do. And if we have tornado issues, we'll monitor that as well. Live severe weather coverage if necessary here on the Texas Weather Center. Otherwise, you can tune in to Texas Storm Chasers, the website, our free mobile app, and Texas Storm Chasers on YouTube for live storm chasing coverage and video going this afternoon and evening, and we'll have frequent weather updates posted on our weather blog, social media channels, and our exclusive members-only Discord server. If you want to become a member here on the Texas Storm Chasers or Texas Weather Center YouTubes, every tier grants you access to our members-only Discord server. Head on over, join us behind the scenes, and Join the adventure. All right, that's it. I'm done talking. I'm going to try to go get some steps in before it's stormy time. We'll chat with y'all later. Keep an eye on the sky. Y'all have a good day. God bless.